Mtazamaji wa ZU TV, bila shaka hujambo na karibu tena katika viunga vya chuo kikuu cha Zanzibar, ambapo leo patakuwa na debate competition itakayojumuisha serikali mbili ya ZANUSO pamoja na SUZASO. Debate hiyo itafanyika katika chuo kikuu cha Zanzibar katika holi la Abudu Jumbe. Mimi ni Rashidi Muhammad, twende pamoja tukaone.
Okay, tufanye hivyo kitu kimoja. If I say Zanzibar University, tunasema the spring of knowledge and virtue. Zanzibar University? Zanzibar University? All right, now SUZA. If I say SUZA, we say the catalyst for social changes. SUZA? SUZA? All right, my name is Kamis from Zanzibar University. I'll be among the member of jury in today's debate. So before we start, we'd like to make it clear when it comes to the judging criteria. So we want to put in place the criteria we judges are going to consider when it comes to the evaluation. And of course, we are going to consider all public speaking rules, including the body language, eye contact, the voice quality. Besides, we will also consider the relevance of evidence and examples, the organization of argument, and so forth. So to mention just a few, so I will pass the microphone to my fellow judge, so that if you want to add something, have a couple of words from her. Please, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Angela Godlove from Zanzibar University. I'll be judge for today's debate. What I would love to tell you is just to add on what my colleague has said on what we are going to consider as one of our evaluations in your debate. The first thing that I would like to emphasize is this is a debate. It is just an academic competition. It is not a normal fight in the street. So make sure you're going to use a proper language, as my colleague has said. Make sure you're going to respond to your questions. We understand sometimes during the debate, we tend to respond to the questions that are not asked. So make sure you listen carefully. We know this is one of the skills in communication. You have to speak properly, but also you have to listen carefully. So listen to the questions and respond to them the way you are supposed to respond. Do not beat around the bush. Just respond to the question that you have been asked. Our evaluation are going to be on how you talk, how you address the motion, how you address the theme, the people, and how you respond to what you have been asked. Make sure you're going to manage your time properly. I'm going to insist this is an academic competition, and you have to remember, keep in mind there is life after this debate, and we are also neighbors. I wish you all the best. Please, we beg you to just give us your trust. We are going to do what we have assigned to do under the presence of Almighty Allah. All the best.
A very good morning. My name is Hamad Kombo Hamad, student of the Institute of Public Administration. And today I would like to inform, I'm going to see how you speak your English, right? I'm going to see do you speak English grammatically, or like you speak English like randomly? Yeah, I'm going to look about that. And also I'm going to look about the reality of debates, right? How, like I'm going to look your vivid example, right? Yeah, something like that.
They truly is. Yeah, there is a saying that said like fast thing is fast. Fast thing fast. It means that we have to go protocolly and we have to observe things well. Before proceeding, I'd like to respond to your question. For someone who was talking about the bubonic plague, I'm a plague you. So you have to think, you are a historian, and I am well historian, and I learned it. So you talk about the bubonic plague. You have to know that, and you have to remember where does such pandemic occurred. You have to know that this pandemic occurred on the Western nation. So it means that the bubonic plague come after the consequences of what? Of climatic change. And that's the topic that we are talking about, the climatic change. Without the presence of climatic change, there won't be any bubonic, there couldn't be any kind of bubonic plague. So, dear Judge, I'd like to continue with my point, that is saying and supporting that the presence or distribution of local climate change. We know that there is rural and urban area, but most of part that are affected due to the presence of climatic change is urban.
From opposing side, for this motion, we say that urbanization have negative effects on climate change. And I'll be continuing with my point. We have a motto, we say that cut a tree, plant a tree. You know that, right? Supporting team, do you know that? Okay, mean that when we are cutting tree, we also plant trees. Without wasting time, I'll start with my first point. We say that cities act as creating hubs for climate and nature because they concentrate people, problems, and resources in one place. This means that if we are building roads, maybe, or traffic there, or we are constructing new buildings, we are developing our cities into a better place. We are promoting technology and we are promoting science. That's why this world nowadays, we are looking at science and technology. Cut a tree, plant a tree. We are cutting trees, but not just cutting trees. We are planting them. We can see on Masamia's birthday, she introduced something. She was planting a tree. She delivered a message that if we are cutting trees, we are going to plant them in order to get good climate condition. And also, for example, in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania's coastal and Simba's basin used to flood badly. It means that it contained problem to people living there. So we started killing trees and soiling streets instead of just building higher concrete wall. The city used nature-based solution to help the people who are living there. So this means that if we are cutting trees, we are going to plant them. And Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan showed that example at Kizimkazi there. So whatever you're saying, cutting trees, we are going to plant them. Am I right? My second point goes like this. Urbanization promotes efficient use of resources. This means that when people live in cities, government and companies can provide services such as electricity, water and transport more efficient than scattered area settlement. This means that in rural area, they are the ones destroying the environment and the nature to cause the negative effects on climate change. For example, in rural areas, they use burned wood and they use charcoal. This means they are cutting down trees to make charcoal and firewood.
Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen. I'll be ungrateful if I won't thank Honorable Chairperson, respected panel of judges, worthy opponents, and the timekeeper, and all my dear fellow debaters. Everybody, good morning for once again. I'm here purposely and confidently for the sake of supporting the motion that urbanization has negative effects on the climate change. Our motion has got two keywords, including urbanization and the climate change. Starting with the first word, which is urbanization, is the rapid growth of towns and cities due to rapid movement from rural areas to urban areas. Although it is associated with various development, industrial growth, together with modernization, but heartbreakingly, it has already caused the serious environmental consequences, including this climate change in our countries. So, and this is scientifically proved by various organizations that are dealing with the climate change, including Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which is IPCC. However, we have United Nations Environmental Programs, which is UNEP. Not only that, but also we have the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, which is NASA, together with the World Bank, proves that this urbanization shows significantly contributes to the global warming and environmental degradation. Moving forward to the second word, which is climate change. According to the National Climatic Change Information System, defines climate change as the ongoing trend of changes in the Earth's general weather conditions as a result of the average rise in the temperature of the Earth's surfaces. So, dear Judge, rising of the temperatures, shifting of precipitation patterns, together with rising of the sea levels, have impacted the economy, infrastructure, as well as the agriculture upon which 70% of the population relies on. So, dear Judge, ladies and gentlemen, how are we going to oppose this kind of motion while most of the 70% of the population has already been affected by the climate change?
Good morning. First of all, let us looking what is in realities. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine blaming a knife for every crime in the world instead of blaming what the person using it. That's exactly the proposals today are doing. Blaming climate change blaming climate change, maybe change environments, is like blaming a person, or it's like blaming a knife without blaming a person who is using a knife. I want you to look at different reality in this world. We are going to look at different issues as our previous presenter or previous proposer said. Contrary, I don't agree with her on what he said, because people always blame the effects, but they don't look what the reality cause the problem to happen in the world generally. Firstly and foremost, let us look at the first point on how globalizations, thus on how urbanization bring sustainability in the world. Or the motion says urbanization has negative effects on climate change. But on our side, we don't agree with this motion, which says urbanization has negative effects on climate change. So let us look at the reality. According to the Christopher Gibbon, in the book Urbanization and Sustainability, proves that urbanization promotes efficient use of resources and reduce environmental distractions. The problem is how urbanizations reduce distractions of maybe in the environment. In fact, people living in cities and towns are always share transport system, electricity, together with education, maybe it's a school over there, and hospital. Okay, so it is easy to share different things, all things in town, when you compare to the rural area. When you go there, means at a scattered rural population, people live far from maybe from the hospital, means from the school. So the easy distraction can happen instead of town. I want to give you the real example here in Zanzibar. Our President, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has introduced electric buses and other social services so as to reduce pollutions in town. This is a real example. But there are so many countries like Singapore, Denmark, Japan, and South Korea proves that urbanization reduce distractions through proper planning. So, in fact, let us look at in South Korea. In South Korea, there is zero carbon public transports. This is arise because of urbanization to control maybe the effects, to control those vulnerabilities or those problems that happen. So urbanization generally bring awareness on how to control those vulnerability happen in the society. When you look in South Korea, over 9% of South Koreans relies on highly efficient and extreme public transportation system, which continually transition towards electric and hydrogen-powered trains and bus.
From Zanzibar University, on behalf of student government, we warmly welcoming the student from State University of Zanzibar for coming here and showing all confidence, all intellectually, all cooperation, because we unite as a one family and showing the love. How, when on my side, I thank all debaters for showing their creativity, their confidence, making their argument. That is all creating an opportunity to represent your universities. You are not here for competing who is the best, but we are looking how we drive the main agendas of the nation and how our leaders of the state are foreseeing all students who are graduating from universities. We are not only for arguing all things, but we can decide ourselves what we want, what we learn from our university. We come around from different programs, no matter, but as we see the motion, urbanization is not an emotion which is originated or specifically from a certain programs, but all we gathered, we shared some intellectual knowledges, skills, and we learn more. As I say, development and environmental sustainability should go hand in hand. So no one is the best in this competition, but we look how we discuss matters concerning with our all aspect of human life. But also, I take this chance once again to say that as a Zanzibar University student government organization, we will not end here. This is the first, and we are going to make a big thinking as critical by using these students and other professionals from there outside. And we will find out the support. So let's stay tuned, because we see how people are very confidently. So we now want to go to the internationally, not only about the domestic. So we can go outside and showing us what we learn from our institutions. Apart from there, by concluding, we welcome you once again to Zanzibar University, and we will be as a cooperation and long-term partnership. Thank you.
We have come to the end of our debate competition, and now the most awaited moment has come. The result are in my hands. I see the pressure is very high, both sides, supporting team and opposing team. Okay. First of all, before jumping into results, I would like to give my remarks. I have to acknowledge first the good work that has been done by the organization committee. Let's have a big round of applause to them. I know preparing such an event is not an easy task. It's not a cup of tea. The same goes to the both team, supporting and opposing team. Having such a debate in your mind 1 week, 2 weeks before, you might have some sleepless night, reading, preparing, and everything. I know the pressure. I've been sitting on those positions while I was a student, okay? So I know the pressure when it comes to debate and everything. So, yeah. One thing I just wanted to remind you about the result. My fellow colleague, Madam Angela, earlier said, the primary objective of having such competition is not about having a winner. Or it's like a street fighting. We are not fighting. We as a professional, intellectually, we are trying to compete through ideas. So, and this I would like to refer to one of the scholars, goes by the name of Joseph Joubert, who once said, the aim of debate should not be a victory, but a progress. So, I know we are going to have a winning team and losing team, but to me, you are all winners. I have to make it clear, you are all winners. Having such commitment to participate in a debate, you are already winners. And I have to make special credit to our sister university, our neighbor, SUZA, for making way from SUZA to Zanzibar University. We are close to each other, but I know they have come far away. So clap some hand to SUZA. All right, so now coming to the result after a careful evaluation based on those criteria that we earlier stated, including but not limited the voice quality, the audience engagement, the argument, the relevance of examples and ideas, we have come to unanimous decision, and I'm going to read the result. Proposal team have accumulated a total of 51 points out of 60. I repeat, 51 points out of 60, which is equivalent to 85%. Opposing side has accumulated a total of 48 points out of 60. I repeat, 48 points out of 60, equivalent to 80%. Based on this result, I dare to declare that the winning team is a proposing side. The award of best speakers goes to the sixth speaker from opposing side, and this is none other Ruhaila Juma Amur. Let's clap some hands to Ruhaila. Yes. So generally, these are the results. As I said, and always repeat, the primary objective was not just to have a winner, but just to take it as a learning session whereby you can progress academically. Okay. And lastly, I have couple of humble requests. First of all, the first request goes to these organizations, speaking about ZANUSO and ZUSAZO from SUZA. You have done good things, but my humble request, maybe in near future, the next competition, you have to think about other languages, because it is well known that SUZA is a hub of language. They have English, they have Arabic, they have Chinese, they have French, so many languages. The same to Zanzibar University is a home of language. So here we offer English, Arabic, French, Turkish, and I'm pretty sure we have a very smart speaker based on these languages. So next time when we want to organize such events, we should not be limited in English. We have to think out of the box and come up with another language. That is one. Two, at first I was asking myself with the member of jury, the judging panel, we were asking ourselves, where are the judges from the other side, from SUZA? We wish to have judges from SUZA as well. Good enough, we had just a representative from IPA, but we wish next time we have to see how we can put that into place. Having said that, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, proposer side and opposer side. Thank you, guests and all presenters in this debate. Verily, I am humbled enough to be a guest of honor today. First of all, my name is Faki Kasim Ali, as already said the Mr. I would like to congratulate all teams from SUZASO, proposer side, and the proposer side for doing good competition. And also, I congratulate the winners, ZU. Clap a hand for you. And also, I congratulate the other teams from SUZA. Clap a hand to you. Because this is a brotherhood. This is the brotherhood and a good neighboring between SUZA and ZU. And also, I want to say about this debate that the topic presented here are very crucial and contemporary in our countries, concern the country concern the Zanzibar because now almost East African countries, urbanization taking place in every day and night. This is because growth of population or population growth and economic as well. What I want to say, this topic or this debate, this whole debate, this is you can take it as my advice from SUZA and ZU. When we come here to participate, to competing between universities, because this topic is a contemporary issue, it is better for us to prepare a document, because here this meeting is not just as a debate, but as a meeting that can solve the problem in the country. So for this, as we all seeing here, as we all saw here, our competitors speak, showing their brave without envisage to each other. Some speakers, they show their pressures of win. They show their pressures of speaking. They show their pressures of brave that they are able to explain. I learned many things from speakers. First of all, I learned the different words that they speak with a good voice, pronunciations. It is better debate that I have never seen before. Kwa jina naitwa Faki Kasim Ali, ni mwanafunzi wa Chuo Kikuu cha Zanzibar cha Taifa Zanzibar SUZA, mwaka wa mwisho ya diploma na malizia diploma mwaka huu. Na nimekuja hapa ni kama vile mgeni rasmi wa shughuli hii kubwa kabisa ya debate ambayo imeendeshwa baina ya ushirikiano wa vyuo viwili, Zanzibar University and the State University of Zanzibar SUZA. Mjadala huu ni muhimu sana, na hususan kwa mada iliyowekwa hapa, urbanization has a negative effect in the country. So hii ni muhimu sana kwa sababu sasa hivi miji inakuwa, lakini pia ina madhara yake, na kupitia hii debate washirika yani wa debaters wameweza kutoa na kuelezea vipi kukua kwa miji kuna athari katika mazingira, na wamekuja na baadhi yao na solution kwamba vipi wafanye ili kupunguza hizi athari za kukua kwa miji. Changamoto imezungumzwa zaidi kuhusu masuala ya air pollution ambayo inasababishwa na mambo tofauti, hususan viwanda ambavyo vinazalisha moshi, methane, wanazalisha asidi ambayo inaharibu mfumo mzima wa afya. Mwanafunzi na mtu wa kawaida ni kupata elimu ya kuhakikisha mazingira yanakuwa salama. Ujumbe wangu mimi kama nilivyokwisha kuelezea kwenye hotuba yangu kama mgeni rasmi kwamba debate nyingine kama hii tuandae documentary ambayo inaonyesha hizi discussion zinavyofanyika na kutafuta solution na kuona solution zilizozungumziwa kwenye hizi mada ambazo tunazijadili, ili zitumike hizi kiserikali zitatue matatizo katika nchi kutokana na kukua maisha.
Kwa jina naitwa Hamisi Salum Singu, ni mkufunzi katika chuo hichi cha Zanzibar University ZU. Leo tulibahatika hapa kuwa na mashindano ya debate kati ya chuo cha Zanzibar University na chuo cha SUZA, na kwa upande wangu nilikuwa ni miongoni mwa majudges ambao walikuwa wanasimamia hii debate. malengo hasa mahsusi la kuandaa mashindano haya kama ilivyokuwa hapa, kwa sababu hii ni inter university competition, huwa tuna mashindano ya ndani humu tunafanya, ambayo tumewahi kufanya kwa baadhi ya course. Kwa mfano kwetu sisi kwa international relations waliwahi kufanya kwa madarasa ya mwaka wa kwanza, mwaka wa pili na mwaka wa tatu, lakini hii ilikuwa inahusisha chuo kimoja na chuo chingine, chuo cha Zanzibar University pamoja na chuo cha SUZA. Lengo kubwa hasa kama tunavyosema sio kupata mshindi tu, lakini ni fursa kwa wanafunzi kuweza kuchangia, kutoa mawazo yao, kutoa maoni yao, na ndivyo dunia inavyotaka. Dunia haitaki tu watu ambao wanafanya kazi peke yake, lakini pia tunahitaji mawazo. Mawazo ndiyo ambayo yatatufikisha katika maendeleo ambayo tunategemea. Kwa hilo ilikuwa ni la kwanza, na la pili ilikuwa ni opportunity kwa wanafunzi hawa kujenga ushirikiano kati ya chuo chetu cha Zanzibar University pamoja na chuo cha SUZA. Wamekutana leo wanafunzi wa kada tofauti tofauti, kwa hiyo kupitia forums kama hizi, kupitia competition kama hizi, uhusiano unaweza kuongezeka. Hayo ndio malengo mahususi ya kufanya hii debate. Vigezo hasa sisi ambao tunasimamia masuala ya public speaking, miongoni mwa zile rules na criteria zote zilikuwa observed, ikiwemo masuala ya audience engagement, masuala ya voice quality, masuala ya body language, lakini pia tulikuwa katika wale wazungumzaji, kuachana na masuala hayo ya kuangalia katika maeneo hayo, lakini pia tulikuwa tunaangalia juu ya relevance, uhalisia wa ile mifano yao na mawazo yao, mpangilio wa mawazo, pamoja pia na time management, ambalo ni swala ambalo pia tulikuwa tukiangalia, na kikubwa zaidi ni unasema ile professionalism, yani hii mtu anaweza kuzungumza lugha kwa ufasaha na bila kutumia lugha ya matusi. Manake hapa hatuja kwa ajili ya kama ulivyosema kushindana, lakini tunaweka ile respect. Kwa hiyo mtu anapozungumza unatakiwa mheshimu mawazo yake na sio kumtukana kutumia lugha ambayo ni matusi.
Kwa kweli ni furaha kubwa kuona wasomi wanawekeza muda wao na nguvu kazi kwenye kujadili mambo ambayo yanaweza kulisongesha taifa hili mbele. Lakini haya hayakuwa mashindano tu baina ya vyuo viwili hivi, lakini imeonyesha namna gani vijana au wasomi wana uwezo wa kujenga hoja, wana uwezo wa kutafuta suluhisho, lakini pia wana mapendekezo katika serikali yao nini kifanyike kwa ajili ya kuleta maboresho zaidi. Na mimi niipongeze sana kamati ya maandalizi, ikiwa ni chini ya serikali ya wanafunzi chuo kikuu cha Zanzibar, imefanya jambo kubwa sana kwa maono makubwa na kuweza kuwakutanisha hivi vyuo viwili kwa pamoja na kujadili masuala ambayo yanaweza kulisongesha taifa mbele, ikiwemo ni mada ya urbanization ambayo inapelekea mabadiliko ya tabia ya nchi. Lakini pia nachukua fursa hii kusema kwamba haya mashindano hayakuwa na lengo la kumtafuta mshindi, bali tunatengeneza nafasi namna gani wasomi wanaweza kuwekeza katika yale ambayo wanayasoma kwenye kada zao, na pia tunatarajia kuandaa jambo kubwa mbali na hili ambalo litakuja kuunganisha vijana wote wa vyuo mbalimbali na kuweza kuwasaidia katika kada zao na elimu yao ambayo wanajifunza.
Lakini pia napenda kutoa shukrani zangu za dhati kwa vyuo mbalimbali vya Zanzibar, ikiwemo SUZA State University of Zanzibar, lakini pia chuo cha Mwalimu Nyerere pamoja na IPA kwa kuweza kushirikiana na sisi katika hili tukio ambalo tumeliandaa kwa lengo la maendeleo ya wanafunzi kwa ujumla Zanzibar. Hili sisi linatupa imani kwamba mashirikiano sio tu ndani ya chuo, bali tunaamini pia wizara tunaweza kutengeneza mashirikiano ambayo yanaweza kuleta mabadiliko makubwa kwenye taasisi ya elimu kama tunavyoendana na yale maono ya Mheshimiwa Rais Daktari Hussein Mwinyi wa Zanzibar.
Kwa majina naitwa Nelson Leverian tokea Zanzibar University. Nilikuwa mshiriki wa debate yetu ya leo kwa upande wa proposition side, upande wanaokubali. Kwenye motion yetu iliyokuwa inazungumzia masuala ya urbanization yamepelekea matokeo hasi katika machafuko ya hali ya hewa. Asante mwandishi, nimejisikia vizuri kwa sababu moja ya faida ya debate kama hizi au midahalo kama hii inatufanya wanazuoni kuwa confident, kujiamini, kutoa hoja zetu, kufikisha ujumbe kwa wahusika
mfano wanao implement hizi policies za climate. Kwa hiyo I'm so proud. Asili ni kusoma, nimesoma, nimetafuta material mbalimbali, vitabu. Mimi kama mwanasheria fact tu ndo zinazosimama.
Ruhaila Juma Amur kutoka chuo cha taifa cha Zanzibar SUZA, na katika debate ya leo nilikuwa ni katika upande wa opposing side, ambapo tulikuwa tunapinga hoja ambayo ilikuwa ikisema kwamba climatic urbanization imepelekea climatic disaster ama imepelekea climatic effects. Yes. Okay, katika debate ya leo alhamdulillah niweza kuibuka kwamba ni best speaker, lakini siri kubwa ya mafanikio ni participation. Hii sio debate yangu ya mwanzo kushiriki, nimeshiriki katika debate tofauti tofauti tangu hapo na awali. Kwa hiyo huu ni muendelezo wangu, na kutokana na hivyo, kutokana English naipenda kwanza, alafu pia participation kwenye events kama hizi hapa pia napenda sana.
Naam, mtazamaji, kwa hakika hakuna lenye mwanzo lisilokuwa na mwisho. Kufikia hapa ndo tamati wa kipindi hichi, ambapo washiriki wa ZDU wameibuka kidedea katika mdahalo huu ambao uliwashirikisha wanafunzi kupitia serikali ya Chuo Kikuu cha Zanzibar ZANUSO pamoja na serikali ya Chuo Kikuu cha Taifa cha Zanzibar SUZASO. Mdahalo huu unalenga katika kujenga umoja na ushirikiano baina ya vyuo vikuu vya Zanzibar na nje ya Zanzibar. Sasa kabla sijaondoka, ni kuachie tu wasia. Wanasema sio kila kitu unachokitaka au ulichokusudia utakipata kama unavyotaka, kwa namna unayotaka na kwa wakati unayotaka. Badala yake tuweke bidii mbele, tumombe Mungu. Bila shaka Mungu mwenyewe ndio mwenye maamuzi. Kufikia hapo ndo tamati wa kipindi hichi. Mimi ni Rashid Mohamed wa ZDU TV.